capture photo image. So we got this technology, I don't know, you have it. You have a camera?
Yes. And we want to ask...
One camera between the group?
Yes.
That's good.
Can you tell something to Russian fans? Because they want to hear something from you, like hi or hello, привет. I love you, yes.
I feel like you're feeding me dialogue here. Are you recording as we speak?
Yes. Yes.
You are? Okay. On this camera of yours. Здравствуйте. Как дела? Я тебя люблю, и я хочу ваше сыр. И молоко. И ваш президент. И Путин. Пока.
Thank you. It's not a question. You created the greatest international scavenger hunt that the world has ever seen.
Great.
Yes. And my question is, have you ever participated in scavenger hunts when you were young?
Yes.
And maybe you'll tell something about it, the tasks that you did.
Okay. I went to the University of Chicago, which is a school for learning things. And my school was a very depressing place to be at the time. Now maybe it's not so depressing, but when I was there, we didn't have a student center. We had no sports. We had a football team, but it was, in the US we have college football, and you can be either tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. And tier 3 is basically like, they can't even throw the ball. And we were at the bottom of tier 3. So all people did was sit in the library and read books. And in fact, our whole social life was in the basement of the Regenstein Library, which had no windows. And it was very cold there. Sometimes, negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. We had this one thing every year that was fun, which was a scavenger hunt. And for 4 days, we would do a scavenger hunt. And everybody had fun for just 4 days. And then we went back to being miserable. And it was a lot of fun. I told this story recently. Last weekend. Who was in New York last weekend? New Jersey, whatever. Just 2 of you, so sorry guys. I'll tell the story again. But we were on different teams, and my wife now, but my girlfriend at the time, she called me up late at night and said, hey, can I borrow the keys to your car? I said, why? Not that many people at school had a car, but I had an old car. And I said, why? And she said, I just found one of the items on the scavenger hunt. We were doing the scavenger hunt. One of the items on the scavenger hunt was 3 live sheep. And unlike Gishwez, you actually had to bring all of the items to one place for the scavenger hunt. So she wanted to borrow my car to go up to Wisconsin to get 3 sheep. I was on a different team, first of all. Second of all, I have a pretty firm rule, no sheep in my car. So I said no. I went to sleep, she came into my room, stole the keys, took the car. So then someone on her team drove up to Wisconsin, got 3 very adorable little sheep, lambs, put them in the back seat of my car, and then they proceeded to eat the seat of the car and piss and shit all over the inside of the car and grind it in with their little hooves. And there was some justice in this story because then they left the car parked, unlocked, and another team stole the sheep out of the car. But there were great items on that. One, you'll appreciate this, was a MiG, an actual MiG fighter jet. You had to bring a MiG to the event. And apparently somebody came very close to achieving this. Recently, University of Chicago has continued to do their scavenger hunt, and recently we have the most Nobel Prizes of any university. And there's some really great scientists that come out of there. And some of the graduate students that were participating in the scavenger hunt, one of the items was using simple materials somehow create a fission reaction. And they managed to do it. Like this team of physicist students actually managed to like get a controlled fission reaction for a scavenger hunt. So when people complain to me about the items being difficult, I say, we haven't done fission yet. Or, showing up somewhere with a MiG. My wife, one of the items was a Hooters waitress. You don't have Hooters in Russia?
We don't, but we know what you're talking about.
I didn't realize your people were still so oppressed. Hooters is a restaurant chain in the US where when the waitresses wear very tight, revealing tank tops that have an owl on the front and it says Hooters. Anyway, she went and got hired as a Hooters waitress for the scavenger hunt. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
You've had enough, huh? You're like, all right, enough of that story. Okay.